Do you think a samurai transformer would eat sushi? Hey guys, Rich here with another Transformers action figure review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Drift from the new Generations Deluxe action figure line from Hasbro. Yes, this figure is Drift. He's an Autobot. I've never actually heard of him before this, and some people probably have, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're not a true Transformers fan. That's not true. You're mean. But in vehicle mode, Drift is a really cool, I guess you could say, like, street racing car, maybe? Who has a giant sword underneath. Ah! So this sword is really cool. You can keep it on underneath the vehicle while it's in vehicle mode, or you can just slide it out. This sword is really cool. It has some Japanese writing. Here we go. You can see the Japanese writing. Oh, yes. And it is a very long sword. It's actually just about as long as he is in vehicle mode, so that's pretty cool. Whether you have the sword on Drift or not when he is in vehicle mode, you can actually roll him around very nicely. He rolls pretty nicely. Depending on how you transform him, he'll roll even better. So, okay, anyway. Robot mode. Okay, so here's Drift in robot mode. I just gotta say that while the transformation is kind of weird, basically the bottom of the car, when he's in vehicle mode, is actually his back. So he kind of transforms, like if this was his vehicle mode, he basically transforms standing up, where the back of the car is his feet, and then the front of the car is his head, and he just kind of transforms like this. Most of the Transformers, their face or their part of their torso is at least pointed down towards the ground, so he kind of transforms backwards of a lot of other figures, but it's still really cool, and actually his transformation is really easy considering how intricate it appears. But Hasbro did an incredible job with the instructions, and this is the first time I've ever transformed him for this video, so I could give you guys like a first interpretation, I guess, first impression. And I gotta say, the transformation's really nice. The instructions, if you don't have any of the new Hasbro figures, the way that they do the new Transformers now is that they give you the instructions with transforming it from vehicle mode to robot mode. And then on the other side, they have it going from robot mode back to vehicle mode. Instead of basically saying, tough for you, you gotta just do it backwards, they actually did the instructions backwards. So kudos to you, Hasbro, for people like me who don't like to try to go backwards in steps to go forwards to where I want to be. Anyway, this figure is incredible. I really like it. Ball joints all over the place, so it gives him a wide range of articulation. He's not very heavy, so that's good as far as being able to get him to pose differently, because he's not like going to be top heavy or anything like that. We'll start with the neck articulation and the head. The head is hinged, so it can actually... trying to show you with my hand not in the way. He can look up and down rather well. I was really surprised about how high he can look. I mean, clearly he's looking up, and then now he's looking down. You can tell. With like a lot of Transformers, you can't tell. Anyway, he can look left and right. He can twist his head all the way around if you'd like. Wow, I'm almost rhyming there. The arms up here at the shoulders are ball hinged, so it can give him quite a range of motion. He can actually reach all the way across them like that. That is incredible that he can do that. Now these shoulders kind of get in the way a little bit depending on what you're doing, but you just got to re-angle it and then it'll work fine. So yeah, oops. The I guess the sword hilts that you could say are right here on his side are really, really interesting. And actually, I forgot to transform these down. My bad. Put those down. Anyway, these actually contain two different swords, one on each side. So he has two mini swords that you can stick right in his hands, so you get rid of this big long one, and you can have two smaller ones. So that's cool. So yeah, it's like super awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome! Waist articulation, nothing. There's none. It's just a big piece. The hips and thigh can rotate here, and then it can also angle, so that's really cool. You get a huge amount of motion out there. His knees are really good. Go forward and backward easily. The feet, there is no toe articulation. You can angle it a bit different because of the transformation, but you can't change any of that. But with so much different articulation points up here at his like hip and thigh, you can pretty much get him however you want anyhow. So yeah, and then his I forgot his forearms. At the bicep, it rotates the elbow goes forward and backward, and you can extend it. And then the hand is on a ball joint, so you can rotate it 360 as well. So it's really cool. I really like this figure. It is really incredible. And if you wanted, you can actually take the big sword and put it on his back. So that is cool. And actually, you can pop this up, get it a little bit better. There we go. So, I mean, now he's covered in weapons. It's really cool. All of his swords are standardized for Generations, Classics 2.0, and Universe figures. So you can take these swords and give them to, like, the old Classics Bumblebee from, like, 2 or 3 years ago. Even some of the new figures now, like Thrust, from the same Generations line. So I really like that the weapons are standardized, so you can give the weapons to different guys, which gives you so much more options when doing stop motions and dioramas and just displaying them around your room, because you can do more with them. Some detail, just like show you some close-up stuff of him. It's a really cool figure. I really like it. I'm very impressed with this. I might go so far as to say it is maybe my favorite so far from Generations. Compared to the War for Cybertron Optimus, Bumblebee, and Thrust, I think he would be my favorite just because of how cool his transformation is, how many just incredible amounts of articulation and poses you can put him in, and the fact that he is the first samurai Autobot that I know of. So yeah, that's really awesome, and I like that. So, Right, to compare him to some sizes for some things that other people might collect to be able to verify the sizes and heights. Even though the Halo Reach Spartan is crouched in like in a battle pose, you can tell that the deluxe figure is bigger than him in pretty much every way as far as height, mass, and just coolness as far as being a robot while he's an awesome human. The Lego guy, clearly smaller, which is good because a lot of people like to use Lego people for their stop motions and animations on YouTube because they are pretty close to the same as far as like how big a person would be up against Drift. So actually they're really close in scale. I really like that. And somebody had asked me to do a size comparison with something that other people might have like in their home or they see all the time. So a bottle of water, a standard 16.9 fluid ounces of bottled water in plastic, is taller than Drift. So you know. Overall, I would say that Drift is a really cool figure. I highly recommend him. I think he's going to be one of the coolest figures of the Generations and the Hunt for the Decepticons, which are two of the most current lines out right now from Hasbro for the Transformers and the Deluxe scale. Get this guy. He's really cool. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. There's just so many cool things about him, and the price is awesome. It's always great to be able to get something lower end price, great figure. So, yeah, he's really cool. And thank you guys very much for commenting, watching, subscribing, being awesome. Because, yeah, you are awesome. Thank you for sharing your awesome with me for a couple of minutes of your day, week, year, life. Anyway, yeah, Drift and I are going to go practice some haikus. So, yeah, see you guys later.